thunder of jets in an open sky, a streak of gray, and a cheerful...
A loop, a whirl, and a vertical climb, and once again, you'll know it's time for the adventures of Rocky and Bullwinkle and friends.
Starring that supersonic speedster, Rocket J. Squirrel, with his pal Bullwinkle the Moose, and a host of others.
Hurry, Bullwinkle! The show's about to start!
I'm coming as fast as I can.
Wave to the people!
Yay!
Now what are you doing?
Signing autographs. Let's see. John Smith.
But your name is Bullwinkle.
I know, but that's hard to spell.
We're gonna have a lot of fun. Come on and join us.
Sure, there's always room for one more.
Well, Bullwinkle won first prize at the Frostbite Falls Flower Fair, but now it seems that his entry is getting a little out of hand.
I wonder what kind of plant it really is, Bullwinkle.
Who cares? It's a winner.
A winner it may have been, but in the days that followed, Bullwinkle began to wonder if a blue ribbon was worth it.
Hey, who took my flower out of its pot and planted it here?
Not me.
Well, it didn't get out by itself. Did it?
I don't know, but we gotta find out more about it. I don't like the looks of that flower.
It speaks very highly of you.
As fate would have it, an expert appeared on the scene at that very moment.
You're the fellas with the oddball flower?
Yeah, who you?
I'm from the FBI.
The FBI?
No, FPI, Federal Plant Inspector.
A plant inspector?
J. Edgar Bloomer is the name.
Glad you're here, Inspector. Just how would you classify this plant?
I'd classify it top secret.
A top secret flower?
You mean we got a hush-hush hollyhock?
Boys, this is the only living example in this country of the Pottsylvania creeper.
Pottsylvania creeper?
Look here.
Hokey smoke! It says here that the Pottsylvania creeper is a vicious man-eating plant.
Oh, now that's ridiculous. Isn't it, Mr. Bloomer? Mr. Bloomer?
Where'd he go?
Hey, Rock.
Huh?
The flower. It's smiling again.
That does it! Bullwinkle, we're gonna cut it down!
Cut it down? My prize winning whatever it is?
A Pottsylvania creeper.
Wonder why they call it a creeper.
Who cares? Give me that axe.
But as Rocky grabbed the axe, he found out why they called it a creeper.
Jumpin' G-horse that. It's creeping away.
Sure enough, the enormous plant began to skulk swiftly around the end of the house. Rocky started to chop, but in vain. So fast was the plant growing that he couldn't chop 2 times in the same place. Bullwinkle attempted to tackle the galloping vine, but it simply dragged him along the ground.
Look out, Rock! Here it comes again!
Sure enough, the enormous blossom had gone completely around the house and was sneaking up from behind on our little furry hero. There was nothing to do but run for it.
Run for it!
I already heard the man!
Into town dashed the panicky squirrel and moose.
Hi there, Bullwinkle. What's the rush?
We're being chased by a man-eating plant.
Well, ask a foolish question, you get a foolish...
No, wait just a second, Bullwinkle.
Okay, Rock. That's long enough. Come on!
But, Bullwinkle, we owe something to our town, our own community. We owe something to this country of ours.
Rock, this is no time to worry about taxes.
No, Bullwinkle, I'm going to go back and face that thing, whatever it is.
But why?
I'm a TV-type hero is why.
I wonder if these things ever happened on radio. Rock, I say,
But the moose was talking to empty air, for the plucky squirrel was zooming back in the direction they had come from.
Gee, I don't see it anymore. Maybe it's just a false alarm. Maybe it isn't a man-eater. Maybe this is the last episode.
And it might be at that, for Rocky was entangled in the leafy vine-like clutch of the fearful Pottsylvania creeper. Meanwhile, on a nearby hillside...
Well, that does it, Natasha.
Squirrel is kaput.
When the creeper grabs them, they stays grabbed. This will show fearless leader who's smarter, him or me.
Well, which is bad enough?
Him, you.
Fearless leader here? But I thought we had laws against that kind of thing.
You fool! Laws only keep out honest people.
What do you mean?
If you're a crook, you sneak in anyway.
But...
Don't miss our next controversial episode, Vacation Days, or Visit to a Small Panic.
And now...
Hey, Rocky, watch me pull a rabbit out of my hat.
But that trick never works.
This time for sure. Presto! Well, I'm getting close.
And now it's time for another special feature.
Once upon a time, there was a beautiful but wicked queen. This queen would stand before her mirror for hours admiring herself. It was a very special kind of mirror.
Mirror, mirror, coin machine, am I still the cutest queen?
You're still the best, but wise up fast. Snow White will soon go whizzing past.
Snow White? Where can I find her?
With dwarfs she dwells, those sawed-off mugs. And by the way, stop using slugs.
And the queen got a poison apple to take to Snow White, an apple that would make her the victim of sleeping death. In a little while, the queen was approaching the quaint old house of the 7 dwarfs. It wasn't very difficult to find. Inside the house, a plan was taking shape.
Now, that's it, boys. Look sharp. This could be a gold mine, a veritable... Well, welcome to the 7 Dwarfs Health Club. Looks like you got it just in time. Build it up, take it off, make it firm. That's what I always say. A sign here for the lifetime membership. Will you do that?
Wait a minute. Where's Snow White? I've got a little something for her. Soon as she eats it, I'll be the fairest in the land.
Dear lady, did you know that you could be the fairest in the land forever?
Forever? How?
The 7 Dwarfs Health Club, of course.
7 dwarfs? I see only 6. You sure I could stay the fairest?
Come on now. Would I kid a queen?
The vain queen was so desperate to stay the fairest that she signed the contract and gave her crown as payment. Then, one day, several weeks later...
Mirror, mirror, put me straight. Snow White or me? Now who's first rate?
Good kid you are and rather sweet. But Snow White's the one. She's got you beat.
Oh! So, once again, the queen got a poison apple and went to the 7 dwarfs' house to find Snow White. But this time, the dwarfs had a brand new enterprise.
Welcome. Welcome to the 7 Dwarfs Dance Studio. Walk in, samba out.
Never mind that. Is Snow White here?
And 1, 2, 3, and 1, 2, 3.
Cut that out! Where's Snow White?
Never heard of her. Put a little fun in your life. Try dancing.
Who's this big guy? I thought you were all dwarfs.
Please, lady. Shh. Quiet. He's got grand trouble. It's nothing to laugh at. Now, this is for a lifetime membership to the dance club.
Sure enough, this time the queen traded all her jewels to the dwarfs. And some weeks later...
Mirror, mirror, 1, 2, 3, is there one as fair as me?
Fair at what? Not dancing, pray. Snow White now leads in every way.
The queen was clearly slipping fast.
All right. Where's Snow White?
Will you look at that posture?
That hair. And my dear, those clothes.
No good.
If you want to be the fairest in the land, you'll need a lifetime membership. The 7 Dwarfs Charm School.
Fairest in the land, eh? How much?
At this time, the queen gave the deed to her castle to the dwarfs. So when she returned home, it was to an empty lot.
Mirror, mirror on...
I know. Snow White at the dwarf's place, in that order.
Listen, wiseacre. Snow White isn't at the dwarf's place where you keep sending me.
With dwarfs she dwells and...
All right, I'll show you. See, no Snow White here, just dwarfs.
Oh, will you look at that poor woman?
A B1 deficiency.
Now, how could you ever hope to be the fairest with improper diet?
Improper diet?
No, not meats.
No yogurt. No wheat germ.
But I have nothing left to pay for anything.
You need the Seven Dwarfs health food plan. You what?
Just this mirror. That's all I have left.
That's all? Okay, we'll take it. Here. And your health food plan starts with eating these apples.
So the wicked queen wound up with nothing but her own poison apples. But suddenly...
Pardon me. Do you have a pay mirror I can use?
Right over there. Is it a local?
Mirror, mirror on the wall, who is the fairest of them all?
Snow White is the fairest one, but getting there is half the fun.
Oh, goody, goody, goody. That's me. I'm Snow White.
No. There really is a Snow White? Get ready, boys. Another pigeon. And if you want to stay the fairest, you'll need a lifetime membership in the Seven Dwarfs Health Club.
7 dwarfs? I see only 6. Isn't there a 7th one?
Well, certainly there is. Meet Max. He has the most important job in our whole operation.
Yeah. And boy, it's stuffy in there.
Look, Bullwinkle, a message in a bottle.
Fan mail from some flounder?
No, this is what I really call a message. And now, here's Bullwinkle's Corner.
Hello there. Today's poem is dedicated to babysitters everywhere. Between the dark and the daylight, when the night is beginning to lower, comes a pause in the day's occupation that is known as the Children's Hour. This is a very useful book. I hear in the chamber above me the patter of little feet, the sound of a door that is open, and voices soft and sweet. A whisper and then a silence, but I know by their merry eyes they are plotting and planning together to take me by surprise.
Yeah!
A sudden raid from the stairway, a sudden rush from the hall. By 3 doors left unguarded, they enter my castle wall. You think, oh blue-eyed kiddies, because you have scaled the wall, that such an old moustache as I am is not a match for you all? Like I said, a very useful book.
And now it's time...
Time for that jolly juggler, Bullwinkle.
Oh, dear.
3 at once. 1, 2...
And now here's a feature you're sure to like.
3...
Hello, Peabody here. My companions are Wayback and Sherman. Wayback is a time machine. Sherman, a boy.
Where do we go today, Mr. Peabody?
Our destination, Sherman, is North Carolina.
And the time?
December 17th, 1903. A date synonymous with aeronautical history. For today, we meet the inventors of the first practical airplane, Wilbur and Orville Wright. Sherman and I were deposited on an antiquated airfield where we directed our attention to a large barn bearing the motto, "If you want it done, get it done right."
That must be their hangar, Mr. Peabody.
You hear me in there? Better let us sons have our airplane or else we'll shoot.
Wilbur's right. I'm going to count to 3, and if we don't get our airplane, we're going to fire. 1,
2, Orville?
Oh, yeah, 2. That number always throws me. 2. What comes next?
Try 9.
Pardon me, gentlemen, but can we be of assistance?
You sure can. What comes after 2?
I'll tell you, but first, what seems to be the trouble?
There's a critter inside what's got our airplane. I think 5 comes after 2, Orville.
But surely this can be settled peaceably.
How?
Call the sheriff.
No, we want to handle this ourselves. Besides, the sheriff's allergic to birds.
Birds?
Peering through a window, Sherman and I saw a startling sight. The Wright brothers' airplane and a large bird.
Know who she is?
Yes, but I'm ashamed to say it. Kitty Hawk?
Yep.
It had to be.
We had an airplane out there on the runway, and that there fool bird went and fell in love with it.
That was Orville's fault. I told him we better make an ugly plane, not a handsome one. Now, if you fellas will just stand back, we'll blast her.
But you can't shoot a poor harmless bird.
The boy's right. I'll think of something else.
Wilbur's first idea was to induce Kitty Hawk to leave the hangar.
This here's winter, ain't it?
Uh-huh.
And birds fly north in the summer, don't they?
Uh-huh.
Then we'll make believe like it's summer, and that fool bird'll leave.
Moments later, in 20-degree temperature, the brothers Wright cavorted about in swimsuits.
Oh, say, it is a hot summer day. Isn't it a hot summer day, Wilbur?
Yep, it's a very hot summer day, Orville. And I wish that you would dash some cool water on my poor hot head.
Anxious to please, Orville picked up a nearby bucket. As for Kitty Hawk, she was genuinely interested in the performance. But unfortunately, that bucket of water Orville threw at Wilbur turned to ice and...
Golly, Mr. Orville, if you'd only let Mr. Peabody help.
Yes, Sherman is absolutely right. Now, my plan...
Nope, I ain't licked yet. If we can't get that there bird to leave that there plane, then we'll get that there plane to leave that there bird.
It wasn't until Kitty Hawk fell asleep that Wilbur put his second plan into operation. Crawling inside the hangar, he attached a long rope to the airplane's wheels. That done, he and Orville pulled the plane out.
I told you I'd do it. I told you I'd beat that bird. That plane's gonna fly.
Without a propeller...
Oh, that Kitty Hawk, that doggone bird. I'm gonna blast her so full of buckshot.
Wilbur, I think your ideas is fine, but they don't work. I think it's time we listen to him.
And listen, they did. My plan was to appeal to the mother instinct in Kitty Hawk. We merely took a large, egg-shaped rock, tucked some straw around it, and Kitty did the rest.
I never saw a happier bird in my life, Mr. Peabody.
Of course, even though they had their plane, Wilbur and Orville still had their troubles.
You got it now, Wilbur. I'll say contact and you twirl that propeller on the count of 3. Ready? 1, 2,
Try 17.
Gee, did they ever get off the ground?
Eventually, Sherman. In fact, they flew during the day and played poker at night.
And Kitty Hawk?
She sat right beside them, Sherman, begging for food while they played. Come to think of it, that's how the poker term came about.
What term?
Feed the kitty.
In the saga of the Pottsylvania Creeper, things went from bad to worse when fearless leader himself appeared on the scene.
Hello, fans.
And they went from worse to just awful when the Creeper seized our friend Rocky.
Help! Help!
Well, we can close the book on that one bad enough. The Creeper never fails.
Oh, this is awful, terrible.
You mean about what's happening to the squirrel?
No, about I didn't bring my camera.
Meanwhile, Rocky was being dragged along by clinging tendrils toward the sinister form of the carnivorous Creeper. But suddenly, Bullwinkle dashed into the scene and began a tug-of-war with the plant for possession of his little friend.
Never fear, Rock. I'll get you out if I have to do it piece by piece.
Oh, boy. Let me go, you creep!
I'm just trying to help.
Not you, Bullwinkle, the other creep.
Oh.
Boris will must win.
Silly girl. When the Creeper grabs him, they don't get away until it lets go by itself.
And at that moment, Bullwinkle, like any red-blooded American hero, dashed home and dived under the bed.
You hear, fearless leader? Moose is chicken.
Moose is chicken?
Yes, moose is chicken.
Only in America.
But you can't just hide there, Bullwinkle.
Who's hiding? I'm looking for something. I always keep it under the bed.
You do?
And here it is.
Oh, yes, the ingenious Moose came up with a blowtorch. What's that for?
I'm going to give that creepy creeper a hot root.
A good idea, for although the end of the creeper was already halfway to town, its roots were buried right next to Bullwinkle's very own house. So just as the plant was about to engulf Rocky... And as the startled plant slackened its grip, the speedy squirrel flashed out of its grasp.
Got to get up pretty early in the morning to outwit Bullwinkle J. Moose. Boy, that thing must get up at sunrise.
Well, our heroes were safe, but the town of Frostbite Falls wasn't. For the Pottsylvania creeper grew and grew, covering the little village like a blight. And it did no good to try to fight it either.
What's the matter with you fellers? Haven't you ever had trouble with weeds before?
What you gonna do, Eve?
I'm going to give this thing a shot in the head with some triple-strength weed killers. What?
Attaboy! Attaboy! Go to it, Eve. Eve, where'd he go?
Look at that creeper. I think that answers your question.
It's smiling.
Sort of a well-fed smile, too.
I'm getting out of here.
Likewise.
No, you mustn't panic. Remain calm. Stay where you are.
How long, Mr. Mayor?
Just till I get a running start.
Gee, I never thought one plant would take over the whole town.
How'd it be if I governed another hot root?
But by now, the wily plant had figured out a defense against Bullwinkle's blowtorch.
Hokey smoke, it's surrounded by thorns. They're impenetrable.
And what's worse, we can't even get through 'em.
But the ultimate horror was yet to come, for as our boys watched, the creeper formed one section of leaf and stem into a giant green vertical tower.
What is it, Rock?
Oh, boy, now comes the best part, fearless leader. What a sight it will be.
Yes. Turn your back, Badenoff.
Turn my back? I won't be able to see it happen.
I know. There's only one thing better than looking at something wonderful.
And that is?
Keeping somebody else from seeing it.
Oh, boy.
Oh, how perfectly schrecklich. Oh, you ought to see this, Badenoff.
Yeah.
Well, what can the fearsome spectacle be that fearless leader enjoys so much? We'll find out next time in The Worryin' of the Green or The Look of the Irish.
As if our time is just about run out.
Mine must be a little slow.
You got the credits, Bullwinkle?
All on this itty-bitty card. Oop.
Bullwinkle.
Right.
Bye now. See you next time.